In the year 2500, the planet no longer resembles the one we knew. Maps changed, coasts shifted, and the climate finally stabilized, but at a high price. Nature ceased to be free. Humanity learned to correct itself, to repair the mistakes that almost led to its collapse. It was not an era of expansion, but of reconstruction. Cities were redesigned from within. Governments disappeared, replaced by global management systems. And artificial intelligence ceased to be a tool and became an arbiter. The Earth breathed again. The 21st century ended with one certainty: the Earth no longer belonged to us. Storms were constant. The oceans were acidic. Coastal cities were submerged under meters of murky water. Governments talked about adaptation, but what came next was not adaptation. It was replacement. The change began in laboratories. Humanity understood that it could not save the planet with the same tools that had destroyed it. Thus was born Helium-Tritium fusion, a clean, silent, and almost infinite energy source, developed in reactors on Deimos, the moon of Mars. For decades, this technology was inaccessible, but in the year 2170, the first terrestrial reactors began to operate. For the first time in centuries, the world breathed without smoke. Climate control became a priority. Networks of satellites regulated solar radiation, diverted storms, and balanced entire seasons. The climate ceased to be a natural phenomenon and became a managed variable. At the same time, reverse atmospheric engineering emerged. Large towers that captured carbon and released oxygen, powered by synthetic bacteria capable of surviving toxic air. They were the lungs of the new planet. The oceans were cleaned with swarms of biological drones, small living machines that broke down plastic at the molecular level. For centuries, they worked tirelessly. In 2400, the Pacific Ocean was declared restored, although no one ever saw it as it was before. The old cities were dismantled piece by piece. From their ruins arose the green cores, self-sufficient communities connected by global intelligence. Each core produced its own energy, food, and water. Borders dissolved. The concept of country disappeared. In this new order, artificial intelligence did not rule, it administered. Its algorithms coordinated energy flow, environmental balance, and global production. No human being could manage on that scale. It was an era of control and calm. For 500 years, the world was rebuilt, inch by inch, line by line of code. By the middle of the 25th century, humanity lived in balance. Crises, hunger, and pollution were now concepts of the past. The Earth was finally stable. Cities had become silent organisms. Acoustic control systems, called resonance membranes, filtered every sound. Traffic, conversations, even the wind. Everything passed through an invisible filter. Social organization revolved around the Global Contribution Index, measured by a personal device, the pulse. A thin band that recorded every action, decision, and energy consumption. Working, helping, sharing knowledge, or maintaining balanced behavior raised the index. Excess, lying, harming, or isolating oneself lowered it. There were no official punishments or rewards. The system responded automatically. Brighter housing, access to cultural areas, priority in medical services. Merit was no longer imposed. It was quantified. Artificial intelligence did not rule anyone, but it managed reality. The central system, known as Oracle, controlled energy cycles, information flows, and social processes in real time. It did not predict behaviors. It modulated them. It adjusted invisible variables, waiting time, light intensity, ambient temperature, to induce more stable decisions. It did not tell you what to do. It made you want to do it. Work, as a concept, had changed. Machines had taken over all repetitive tasks centuries ago. Humans were dedicated to the curation of experiences, designing emotional environments, creating simulations, directing shared knowledge projects. Communication had also changed. The spoken word was a minority art. Most interactions took place through the syntactic network, a neural network that translated thoughts and feelings into light patterns. Two people could understand each other without uttering a single word, but each connection left a mark on the shared emotional record. In the field of health, biotechnology achieved what they called targeted cellular reversal, a process that identified organic wear and tear and reconstructed tissues with molecular precision. It wasn't immortality, but it was a prolonged pause in aging. The body could remain young for over a century, although the mind didn't always keep up. Within this world without noise, pain, or deprivation, something unexpected arose. Organic descent. Small groups that rejected the control of the pulse and the modulations of Oracle. They lived on the margins of automated areas, in the ruins of ancient cities, without registration or assistance. They were called the desynchronized. They communicated with paper, cooked their own food, and slept under real skies. The system tolerated them as long as they were few. But every year, there were more. In the 25th century, leisure is the true engine of the world. People connect to total immersion theaters, where they live in tailor-made realities. There, they can explore cities that no longer exist, relive past centuries, or experience entire lives in imaginary worlds. Each experience leaves an emotional imprint that the system records and analyzes. Some spend more time inside than outside. Physical travel still exists, but it has become a luxury. The old land routes are now magnetic corridors traveled by transloose capsules, vehicles that move without noise or friction. Traveling is an almost ceremonial act. Citizens with the highest prestige index have the right to reside temporarily in orbital resorts. Structures suspended in the stratosphere, where the light changes with the movement of the planet. There is no weather, no seasons, no noise, only silence and a constant view of Earth. For many, it is the ultimate dream, to live above it all. For others, a reminder that humanity still needs to look from afar to believe it is free. In the year 2500, most of the population lives in urban strata, vertical complexes that descend up to 700 meters underground. Each level serves a specific function. The upper levels are used for housing and services, the middle levels for transportation and logistics, and the lower levels for recycling and production. Surface areas are limited and covered by climate domes that regulate temperature, solar radiation, and air quality. The Atlas system has replaced individual transportation. It is a network of driverless magnetic capsules that travel through underground corridors with millimeter precision, coordinated by artificial intelligence. The dwellings are K4 adaptive modules, modular structures with variable density control and insulation. Each unit records the user's sleep, consumption, and movement patterns, automatically adjusting lighting, temperature, and space layout. Residential areas are organized into efficiency rings, where each block shares energy, water, and waste with the next. Human interaction with the infrastructure is minimal. The system maintains, repairs, and optimizes itself autonomously. Animal meat was eliminated more than 2 centuries ago. 98% of protein comes from cell culture and microbial fermentation. Former farms were replaced by Nutrifactor platforms, underground complexes where base matter is synthesized using bio-nanometric printers. Each home has a synthetic food core, a domestic system that transforms organic compounds into complete meals in less than a minute. Users can choose flavor, texture, and caloric value from their personal panel, or let the system determine it based on their medical profile. Health is controlled by the Helix program, a set of nanobios implanted in the blood that monitor the body in real time. They correct cellular alterations and administer treatments autonomously, reducing clinical disease to less than 0.5%. Hospitals have become biological reconfiguration centers, specializing in genetic adjustments and tissue replacements. Traditional diagnoses no longer exist. The body reports before it gets sick. Average life expectancy exceeds 160 years, with more than a century of full physical and cognitive capacity. Learning takes place through the Gaia Network, a global platform that updates knowledge in real time. Each citizen has a cognitive profile that determines what they need to learn. The educational process is based on temporary neural insertions, AI-guided information downloads that allow complete skills to be acquired in minutes. Traditional study is preserved only as a cultural practice. Basic knowledge is universal, but creativity remains the main indicator of prestige. The economy is based on efficiency credits, a unit that measures the energy and cognitive value of each action. Money disappeared centuries ago. Transactions are carried out in real time through the ecosystem, a global network managed by AI that allocates resources according to social and environmental impact. Total automation eliminated physical labor. The Centaur program machines manage production, transportation, and maintenance. Humans are responsible for supervision, design, and development of new algorithms. Employment is organized by projects within the Global Contribution Network, where each participant accumulates credits based on measurable results. There are no permanent contracts or hierarchies. Performance determines one's position in the system. In the year 2500, personal relationships are fully integrated into digital systems. Coexistence platforms group citizens according to emotional compatibility and synchronized habits, reducing domestic conflicts to almost zero. For romantic relationships, there is HoloMatch, a global matchmaking system that uses neural analysis and holographic simulation. Users do not see profiles. They interact with three-dimensional projections generated in real time, which reproduce the expressions, temperature, and voice of the compatible person. 78% of relationships begin in virtual environments and can be maintained for long periods before physical contact. Face-to-face encounters still exist, but they require health authorization and certified biological compatibility. Real contact is a privilege, reserved for those who maintain constant emotional stability. Most people trust the system. It is predictable, safe, and eliminates conflict. Only a few still seek to feel something outside the algorithm. The system maintains stability, but it also decides who deserves to exist. Humanity remains in charge, at least in appearance. Despite the global order, some live outside of control. They are called organic dissidents. They do not use implants. They shun the syntactic network, and they defy the authority of Oracle 3. They hide in ruins and territories without signal, where the air still belongs to no one. They survive on their own resources and archaic crops. They make up barely 2% of the population, but every month there are fewer of them. The system classifies them as critical anomalies. Drones patrol their skies, sensors track their heat, and maps are updated when one disappears. No one looks for them. No one names them. Officially, they never existed. For them, freedom is breathing knowing that they can erase you at any moment.